Hey. That was weird. I'm never, ever, ever doing that again. Ever. Ever. Again. Never. Period. Exclamation point. That was horrible. I was cringe. I might as well start doing thirst trap TikToks. Alright, I'm done. Stream's over, folks. Stream's over. Pack it in. We got too cringe, too quick. Gosh, let's hope I can remember what I'm doing. It's been a week since I played this game. I almost played it while I was at the wrestling tournament this week just to remember where I was. One sec. I'm finishing something up. Finishing something up on all Twitter. On the tweeter. Here's my write-up on the opioid crisis for anyone interested. Available on paperback and ebook. And link. Y'all are seeing the magic happen right now. I'm actually not posting this to Midwestern Marks. I'm posting it to my personal tweeter, my athlete tweeter, I guess. I got to get sponsored for wrestling. Hey, Jacob. Just hit over 1,200 followers on TikTok. Let's go. Let's go. It's all those awesome Parenti videos you've been doing, I guess.
No matter how dark the night and our journey
comes. Oh, yeah. So last time we were here, a whole bunch of people died. So
get ready for the
journey ahead. Oh, we need an ability sphere, so we gotta do that later. Do that. And do. I don't know what we should equip right now. I wish you could just optimize. Well. Hey, Eddie, do you read the comments on Twitch or only on YouTube? I read the chat for Twitch and YouTube, like StreamYard, which is what we stream with, allows me to see the chat for both and for Facebook. But as far as reading comments, I don't really read. I occasionally read YouTube comments if it's like a specific video that I'm interested in seeing people's responses to. But like, I don't spend a lot of time reading comments.
I'm going back.
Yeah.
It gets in your head,
you know. The other Crusaders have already left.
Oh, that guy's friend died?
I'll go soon.
That's so sad. That is so sad. Oh, tragedy. Tragedy in Final Fantasy X. But I read a whole ton of... Oh, there's Yuna.
she was working until healing the wounded.
Okay.
Oh, she's up. But I don't read a whole ton of comments for my own mental health and stuff.
Morning.
What's the crate?
What? Morning?
Don't worry.
But it's morning.
A gazillion people die
so
everywhere
sorry.
Stalin goes.
I'll get ready right away.
Yes.
Just a moment.
Stalin's about to get blamed for sin attacking the Crusaders
Don't
by
worry.
the Black Book of
It's
Communism.
okay.
What's up, Ware Pilgrim? How are you? A gazillion, bajillion people died, and it's all Joseph Stalin's fault.
Yo, sleepyhead.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You need your sleep, Yuna. It's the number one. It's
Please
the number one
forgive
building
me.
block of health.
Really,
Don't
there's no
apologize.
rush. Here, your hair.
Thank you.
A summoner with bad hair. What's the world coming to?
You could have woken me up.
Speaking of which, I gotta take my
we
vitamins. I
called
gotta
to
take
you,
my
But with
magnesium.
all that snoring. What
How'd
is
you do
it
at your
today?
tournament? I did a
Everyone's
short
picking
recap
on
video.
me.
They're finding laughter in the tragedy. Even Oren.
You too, Sir Oren?
Once Lady Una fixes her hair, we leave.
How did you do at your tournament in Vegas? Yeah, I want to do a highlight video.
I hadn't really laughed like that in a
I had
long
some good
time.
stuff
was
that
only
happened, but
later
I
that
lost
I
in the match to
realized
place in
The
what
only
we call
one
the
really
blood
laughing
round.
then was me.
So 2 wins, 2 losses.
Laughing must have been the only thing keeping them going.
I have to focus more on competing in wrestling and less on coaching and stuff like that if I'm gonna take my wrestling to the next level and start achieving my goals. So I got practice at 4 o'clock today with a guy who's actually on my wall up there, Greco-Olympian Dennis Hall. So I'm gonna start training with him to try and break through to that next level. It's hard with because right now I'm coaching, doing Midwestern Marks, doing grad school, and trying to compete at this really the highest level that you can go to in America. And it's just too much. It's too much. So I've decided I'm taking a break from grad school, and I'm going to focus a little bit less on coaching and more on training, because you only have one chance to do that while you're young. I can coach when I'm older, but I can only train
Also
while I'm young.
early?
And I'm
Maybe
close to
Una,
being at
you
the
must
top
be
level,
exhausted
placing at
after
the U.S.
working so
Open
hard last night.
without giving it
Will
my
you be
all.
okay?
So it's like, what can I do if I do give it my all?
I feel that I have
Today I
rested
woke
enough.
up and lifted with my brother. Shout out to
Thank you
Zeke.
for
I feel
your
huge.
kindness.
He's
Will
bigger
you
than
be
me now.
leaving
My little
too?
brother,
Yes.
little big
First
brother.
we cross the Moonflow, and then we head north in
Then I'll
search
go
of
wrestle
chocobos
later.
to replace those we have lost.
And then I'll
Once
just
we
keep
find
streaming and
chocobos, our
hopefully be
mounted
able to
forces will
support
ride
myself with
again.
the streams by the end of the summer. That's the
Aren't
goal.
you missing
That's
someone?
Carlos and my goal for the streams right now. So we're going to be streaming every day, twice a day. I'll do gaming
What
stream
took you so
today, and then
long?
I'll
We're
stream with
leaving.
Carlos later tonight if all goes according to plan. So exciting stuff for Midwestern Marks fans.
You
We're gonna be going all out.
keep up with a chocobo?
Thanks for asking, Jacob.
Lady Una, I wish you good fortune.
Hey, Zero Deca.
Elma, Klasko, let's go.
Let's go.
Ma'am,
Hey, can I just rest a sec?
no complaints.
I'm feeling a little sick, a little jet lagged and under the weather from all the travel. Me and the other coaches all have stuffy noses right now. I'm just pounding the vitamin C, waiting for it to go
Where
away.
to next?
What's up, Cade
We
Grenade? Glad you're
crossed
back
the
to streaming.
Moonflow.
I'm glad too. Glad to
Gotcha.
be back.
Moonflow, baby, here we
How's
come.
FedEx? The UPS workers are gearing up for a strike. Obviously, UPS is a lot different, and it's a lot easier for them to strike because FedEx keeps you guys as private contractors, so you can't unionize and stuff, which is one of the dirtiest tricks that the modern capitalist system has pulled. But I digress. Still educate your coworkers on
Good day,
theory.
everyone.
FedEx is mid, to be honest. I bet it is.
From what has happened to the
Solidarity, Cade.
Crusaders. Only the truly faithful have a hope of defeating sin.
Every time I see FedEx, I think of you, Cade Grenade. Every time I see a FedEx truck, I'm like,
I'm thinking of going. I have not spoken with a.
we're gonna go to Guado Salam. I'm like, Cade Grenade's gonna get them FedEx workers organized, just like Matthew Smith,
Everyone, look sharp.
another one of our stream regulars, who what was I gonna say? He works for UPS. Yeah. So, how's the volume, by the way? Is the volume in the game too loud or too quiet? Just let me know. We got to start extracting some ability spheres here for our sphere grid. So Waka has an ability that lets you get ability spheres for the sphere grid. Little tutorial. I know I normally just talk about Marxism while we're playing, but there's a little information in the game. Did I get one? I did get an ability sphere. Let's go, baby. It's time for walk. Oh, I could use his. Lulu could also use it. All right. Let's see here. And these mana spheres, like this magic sphere here, you can use that on an empty sphere on the sphere grid and give yourself magic. So I use that on Lulu once we have an opportunity. She is our magic caster who just got key spheres, which means we can open new routes on the sphere grid. I like the license system of Final Fantasy 12, but I really like the sphere grid system in here. Oh, it's this thing again. What do we attack this
So
thing
you need
with?
someone with magic skills.
I do. See how this goes. Ooh, let's turn our fast speed on, shall we? Check some more ability spheres. Oh, that just gave it health. All right, that's not good for us. Change your equipment? Yeah, you can. You get Yuna in here and heal that boy Waka. Actually, we'll just switch him out right now. Oh, yeah. I have ADHD, so I ruminate while I'm driving around. I don't have a book or stream I'm really engaged in, so that every day plus finals is a drag as of late. That sucks. That's too bad. Rumination. When I figured out what rumination was, I was like, oh, that's what I have, and that's what gives me, like, occasional depression. And I've been able to figure it out, but it's not fun, dude. It's not fun. I feel you on that. And that's why I love books. That's why I love reading. It gives my mind something to ruminate on. Right now, I'm reading the Wheel of Time series. It's like a fantasy series, and I plan to do like a Marxist review and analysis of it at some point, as long as I'm reading it. So that would be my recommendation. I'm going back and forth between the audiobook and just the regular book. I got silenced. But maybe try reading that. That would be my advice, I guess. Then we can read a book together. But I only got one semester left after this one, so that'll be legit. Tuition reimbursement is nice, too. Yeah, that's awesome. Just power through. You're almost done. You're almost done. I had to finish all my finals this weekend while I was at the wrestling tournament because I'm stupid and put it off to the last minute, of course, because that's how you got to do it, you know. But you'll get it done. And when you get it done, that feeling of being done is like nothing else. Praise the Lord. Gosh dang it, I'm so sick of this thing. Should I summon? I'm gonna summon Gromsky. Antonio Gromsky, come teach us about hegemony and Marxism. I've heard of Wheel of Time. I'm reading The Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb right now. Oh, that's cool. What's that, like a fantasy? Wheel of Time's like one of the most well-known American fantasy novels. What is Realm of Elderlings? I don't think I've heard of that. Sounds cool. I should have brought in someone with fire magic. See how this does. Right? Kill it here. All right, he's immune to those. Awesome. Should have brought in that summon from the beginning. All right, hopefully we don't run into any more of those. That thing was really strong and like almost killed me. Use a little mana sphere action. Manosphere. Manosphere action. Ability sphere action. Ooh, now we learn Fyra. Let's go. Let's go. That's big time, y'all. We need more ability spheres, though. Jeez, Lulu has a lot of abilities. Yeah, it's a massive fantasy series. It's broken into 5 different trilogies. The first one is called the Farseer trilogy, which is what a lot of people know it as. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't heard of that. I'm a huge fantasy fan, though, obviously playing Final Fantasy. And reading the fantasy books has made me realize, like, video games like this are highly based on the fantasy worlds that are in, like, Lord of the Rings, Wheel of Time, stuff like that. It's made me appreciate the genre more. Also made me realize how many fantasy books I've actually read. Like, as a kid, I was so into it, and I kind of fell out of it because I read mostly nonfiction now, but it's good to read fiction. It keeps your brain sharp, gives you entertainment.
One of Kimari's friends looks just like him.
What?
Both follow summoners on all 4s. Hornless
Goblins.
Hornless! Hornless! You come to insult Kimari?
You come to insult me.
Wrong. We come to warn little Kimari.
I was probably going to do Wheel of Time after I finish Elder Lings, but it'll be a while. There are like 700 to 900 pages, and there's 15. Yeah, that sounds like quite the series. And Wheel of Time is like 14, 15 books, including the prequel, so it makes sense that you would want to save. You can fly through fantasy books, though.
Howl alone.
Howl alone. Howl alone. Oh. These guys are hilarious.
Do those two got something against
Are
you?
those two dumb?
What?
Do those
they were
two
just picking on
know
you?
how to read?
Kimari would deal with them.
And I'll help.
Are those two
Kimari
bodybuilders?
But
It's Kimari's problem. You can't interfere. It's a rule.
I'm worried.
Let the Ronso deal with Ronso problems, yeah?
Yeah.
That's how it's always been.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm worried about those summoners disappearing.
They aren't just disappearing into
My nose is clogged.
hey, if we Guardians do our job, no problem, right?
Oh,
Confident.
Confident,
Yeah.
aren't we? Of course. I'm Joseph Stalin. One book that I wanted to read is Steel and Slag by Popov, which is a Soviet realist story novel from 1951, which takes place in the Donbass region in Ukraine during the Nazi invasion of the USSR during World War II. Now, that is interesting, Jacob. That is a timely book to read. Yeah. What did I watch? I read or watched something right before the war in Ukraine happened, and it happened to be like a super timely thing to look into right as it happened. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, the more you learn about that region, the more absurd and out of touch and detached from reality you realize the Western U.S. narrative is. You realize, the more you learn about the history of that country and the U.S. meddling in that country, the more you learn about the U.S.'s lies about Russia, the U.S.'s lies about the Donbass, and their lies about the prevalence of Nazis, the prevalence of these Banderites, these followers of Stepan Bandera, what they've done to the Donbass region. So that sounds like a really interesting book to read right now. The Wheel of Time has inspired me. Some of you know I've been working I don't even know if I've mentioned this, but like in my freest of free time, when I'm bored or feeling really creative, I've been using RPG Maker to put together like a Marxist RPG to eventually make available to you guys or the Patreon supporters or something. And what I've thought is like designing an RPG is really hard. It would take a ton of time with one person. It would probably need to be pretty small, oops. if I'm only going to do it myself, without like a team of developers, which we could put together a team of people from Twitch and stuff. And so it's possible, but I was thinking like we should publish like a fantasy novel, like a fiction novel first, because it would be it's easier to write a story than it is to program a story into a game and, you know, develop a whole world and all that. So I don't know. That's an idea that I have now. I also am supposed to finish my Venezuela book, and I want to do that. I don't want to jump to something else, but like I've been studying Venezuela since college. That's what I wrote my thesis on, which is why I would want to do a book, because I've already done so much research. It would be fairly easy for me to do a book. But I don't know. I'm getting a little bit not tired of talking about Venezuela, but talked about it a lot, and it would be interesting to delve into some other topics. So I'm thinking about just, in a fantasy book would be so easy to write, right? Because the thing about Venezuela, I have like the Venezuela book, I have like 38 pages of sources, literally just sources, like links and notes. And I could stretch that into a book fairly easy, but it would take time, and it would take gathering more research, and it would take double checking all the sources and just being really, really rigorous with your scholarship, right? Versus like a fiction novel, you don't have to have that level of rigorous scholarship just because of you're writing a fiction. You're writing something that's ultimately in your own head, like a story. So I think it might be easier too, actually, in the long run. I think it might do just as well. Like I think people would be almost more interested in reading a Marxist fantasy novel, something like The Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin, than they would be in reading a write-up about Venezuela. So I don't know though. What's up, Marxist Saw? How are you? Welcome. We're just discussing ideas for Midwestern Marx. You know how it go. You know how it be. You know how we do. All right, don't miss, Lulu. We need you here. There we go. The dub. Also got to squeeze in black shirts and reds at some point. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. You can read black shirts and reds while you read whatever fiction novel you're reading. Just go a chapter at a time. You won't be able to put that bad boy down. Black shirts and reds is the GOAT. The GOAT. It's really easy to read. That's why it's so great. Part of the reason. Dang it, I need more ability spheres. Which way do we go here? This way. Onward. I'm reading Bleeding Edge by Thomas Pynchon. Oh, what's that about? Is that a fiction or nonfiction? I don't know. For everyone who wasn't here earlier, I've jumped into reading fiction again. And I started with The Wheel of Time because I really like fantasy, and that just seems like the most basic book to dive right into right now. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been really great. Next, I'll probably do The Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin, which is notorious for being leftist, Marxist, anti-capitalist book, fantasy novel. Yeah. That's where we're at in this conversation right now. And I'm just destroying these big, creasy guys. These tentacle MFs. I'm trying to extract ability spheres. Should have done this with... Should have switched Orin out for Lulu. Oh, well, I'll do that next. I mostly just want these ability spheres. Light him up. He didn't die from that. Here we go. Do. Lenin smacks around Narnia. I've read, that's one of the fantasy books that I've read. So I was talking about earlier, like I realized that as a kid, I read like almost every fantasy book. Not almost everyone, but so many. I read like the entire Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe series. Read Lord of the Rings. Percy Jackson. I don't know. There's so many more. As I was getting back into the genre, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have really read like most of these. I was so into reading as a kid. And now I read Das Kapital. And other such books. Alright, no moving yet for her. This way. This way. Sure. Power sphere. Max HP up. That's what we needed, baby. That's what we wanted, baby. Key sphere. Mashup of the October Revolution and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yes. Lenin smacks around Narnia. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, that's what we need. Lenin takes on the White Witch, aka the Tsar. How good would that be? Would it be good or would it be stupid? Probably depends on who wrote it, you know? Probably depends. Tends to be how those things go. Your ability spheres. That didn't really help. Switching weapons. They gotta heal Waka boy. Waka! I'm coming for you, Waka. Don't worry. We gonna heal you. I won't let you die. Gosh, these things have so much health. There's probably something I could be doing to do more damage, but alas, I don't know what it is. I need Cura. I need Cura bad. That won't help me do more damage, but cool. Girthy? What kind of, who just comes into a chat and types girthy question mark? Like what is what girthy? Weirdo. Just kidding. No judgment. But you're weird. You have to leave. But no judgment though. Yeah, look at all those new spells we got. Lulu on the come up, baby. Lulu on the come up. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, okay. There we go. Titus? Stalin, I mean? He'll move over there with him. Good to go. Good to go. We rolling. We rolling, baby. Yes, the labor theory of value and girth. Okay. There you go. What more could you need, you know? Except for to understand what the hell you're talking about. Boom. You dead. This thing dead. Wait, no, I think fire is what I'm supposed to hit him with. Yeah. Definitely is. Oh, he dead anyways. We win. We the goats. Been reading Stalin, conclusion based, right? Not enough people read him directly. You're like, he's evil, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, like you can correct the historical record about Stalin, you know, and show where bourgeois historians have lied about him and distorted the record. But also just read, oh, frick. Just read what he said. Like, if you just read what he said, you realize he was not this, like, evil, ill-intentioned dictator of a man. Like, read what he said and then read, like, Mein Kampf. Read what Hitler was writing or, like, Mussolini's book about fascism. Like, this is not the same thing. Hannah Arendt. People who talk about totalitarianism and communism and fascism like they're the same. Like, shut the hell up and actually read what these people said. Prax Ben or whoever, I don't know. Whatever weirdos like to lie about Stalin for some reason. Dead. Oh, you missed, you idiot. You fool. You cannot hit me. I've also read a book called The Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler from '94, which is a fiction book that serves as an allegory for neoliberal capitalism and climate change. It's in fictionalized California in the distant future of 2024. Ooh, that's interesting. That sounds like a good book. One book that I like that sounds kind of like that is The Scorpion King, I think it's called, or The Mark of the Scorpion or something. It's about a world where drugs are legal, and Mexico is basically just a giant opioid plantation. It's like where neoliberal capitalism could eventually go. I haven't read it in forever, so I don't know how good the commentary is, you know, but interesting book for sure. Whoops. Just let Yuna die. Uh-oh, I hope this thing's almost dead. Because we are. Switch Orin in here. Oh, we got an MP. High potion. X potion. What? What? Now we need... Actually, we should... Whatever. Just stop at a store and buy some items. Jeez. What? Oh, I'm silenced. I didn't even realize that. Not even realize. Oh, he's gonna silence us again. You piece of poop. You are an actual piece of poop. I hope you know that, you stupid thing. That you're a big piece of poop. Die. Here we go. Now he's probably gonna die. We got him here. Yeah. I started training BJJ again. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about that too. That's awesome. We need more grappling comrades. We need more people who know how to defend themselves. Good for revolution. There's your motivation. But that's awesome. BJJ's always seemed so fun. Wrestling's just so intense. BJJ seems like a less intense form of grappling. That would be more fun to do. Like, wrestling's fun, but I'd be lying if I said I was, like, pumped up to go to practice every day. You know, there are some days you really got to force yourself to be motivated. There's some days where you just got to tough it out. But I feel like if I was into BJJ, I'd be more like, yeah, I get to go roll today. The grass is always greener on the other side.
We meet again. I heard you took part in Operation Mihin. You've seen that Machina aren't the answer. In the end, only summoners can hope to defeat sin.
I hope celebrity
You are
boxing
right.
makes it into
I
the
must
political
train harder.
sphere. So you can box
I
a
can
guy
help
on
with
Tim
that,
Dillon. Me too.
if you like.
I think that might be a
I
minor.
propose a
But
contest of aeons.
he's probably not. He's probably
a
at least
friendly
18.
contest, of course.
All right, let's do it.
I'm ready.
That's
I'm
the
ready.
spirit. But before we begin, I have healed your aeons. Well, shall we?
Sorry, I had to go on sabbatical. Is this a summoner battle here? Yubi. Oh. I don't know if I can summon Gromsky because I just did. Let's go. Can the DNC get in trouble for paying minors to influence like that? Seems like it's on the verge of child labor. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're not technically, like, those kids just look like minors. They're not. They've been around on TikTok forever as influencers, but you'd think they'd be able to get in trouble for influencing the election, but they weren't ever held accountable for how they screwed Bernie. You know, like, who's going to hold these people accountable? Who's going to hold these establishment elites accountable? They're the elites. They just do whatever they want and don't apologize for it. And then pretend like they're good guys because they're better than the Republicans or whatever. Like, okay, sure, guys. Keep telling yourselves that while you send more and more money to Nazis in Ukraine. Psychos. Gotta love the DNC. Just paying minors on TikTok to ban Midwestern Marks or get Midwestern Marks banned. Meanwhile, our account got removed for being like a Russian connected account when we have no connection whatsoever to Russia. And there are these actual people being paid by the DNC who are not only attacking us, but freaking mass reporting us and getting our account banned. So going against the NATO proxy war means you're a Russian bot, even if you have no connections to the Russian government. But actual connections to the U.S. government, to the literal president of the United States, that's okay. Your political bias is allowed as long as it goes along with what the establishment wants. As long as it's a pro-establishment bias, they're cool with it. It's so stupid. It is beyond stupid. I actually can't even put into words how stupid the TikTok app is in terms of its censorship. Like, I would be making a lot of money now from TikTok, and I would have like probably over 1 million followers if they didn't just ban my accounts. There's nothing you can do about it. They just do whatever they want, and they have literal like NATO operatives running the fucking app. So what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I've also read Dracula before getting into theory. I've heard that's good. Marx talks about, there's some fiction series that he talks about Balzac. Like Balzac's books are mentioned in Capital a bunch, as are Dracula. Dracula's mentioned in Capital. He talks about Capital sucking the lifeblood from the working class, like Dracula.
You're good. You bested me fairly. Here, your
Unionized TikTok.
on,
Damn right.
take it.
It needs to happen. All right, so we can change our Aeon's abilities now. By paying items? That's interesting. I didn't even know about this. I did not even know you could do this. Ah.
I look
Thank
forward
you,
to meeting you
Belgamine.
again. Till next.
Give US TikTok data back to ByteDance. Isn't that so funny and ironic that when the app belonged to China, it actually protected freedom of speech? And then the app gets handed over to the US and they immediately ban 30,000 accounts and start threatening to ban it. And Biden is paying influencers. Like, the government takes a hold of it as soon as it moves to the US. Because the US is terrified of people learning the truth, whereas China wants their youth to have access to the truth. It's crazy. You know that the author of Dracula was an Irishman? I did not. I did not. How did I do that? Aeons? What's up here? How do I move over to the abilities? There we go. So I could... Aggie. Need some potions. Need to buy a bunch of high potions to teach these things cure. And that's what I'll work on next. Boink. Boink. Hey, Mr. Eddie, welcome back. How'd you do in wrestling? Thank you. I went 2 wins, 2 losses, was 1 match away from placing. I got to do a highlight video soon and put together some of the highlights because there were some good ones. But what I was saying earlier is that I've been coaching, competing, and training to compete, doing Midwestern Marks, and doing grad school. And even doing all that, I was able to get, this is me looking at the bright side of not placing. And I did place last year, but the bracket was a lot weaker last year for various complicated reasons. But like, even doing all that work all the time, I was able to almost place at, you know, the best tournament in America. So, you know, if I want to keep competing, I think I need to cut out one of those things so that I have more time to do the things that I like, to get myself financially stable, because I don't get paid for grad school, obviously, and to train. So I've decided to put a hiatus on grad school. I hate it. I hate doing healthcare administration. I was getting it paid for by the school I was at, but I'm no longer with that school, so I'd have to pay for it. I don't care about it at all. It just gives me anxiety and makes me hate life and takes away from things that would actually help me make money and actually make me happy and actually help further the class struggle. So I decided to take a break from that and focus more on wrestling and more on Midwestern Marks. So next year, I won't be saying that I lost in the match to place. I'll be saying that I won in the whole tournament. Ideally, allegedly, respectfully. Proud of you, bud. Thank you. Did Vu show up? He messaged us back. I gotta check it. He did not show up to the U.S. Open. He did not. I thought he was gonna show up to wrestle, but he ducked me again. But he did message us about the debate, so I gotta check my Twitter DMs and get back to him. I'll do that tonight. I've got practice at 4. So I don't worry too much about internet drama and people like Voosh when I've got wrestling stuff going on, but I will get back to him and we'll set it up. Watch him be trying to like back out of the debate now. That would be hilarious. Has he ever done that before? Said that he would debate someone, then not done it. I can definitely see it. Boink. Dropping grad school is healthy. Thank you. Yes, I agree. I think it'll be way better for my mental health. Like, my mental health and stuff is good. It's great. I'm a happy person. Like, a lot of what I do is Midwestern Marks and wrestling, the things that I love. But, like, it's just a lot of freaking work. Like, too much work for any person, really, to do Midwestern Marks and grad school and wrestling and coaching. Like, I'm just never have any time for anything. I, like, never see my girlfriend even, so. It's just not sustainable. Look into his White Forest co-op. It's so corrupt. Who's White Forest co-op? If you say one bad word about Voosh, you're a part of the coup, your channel gets taken out. I hope not, because I'm debating that boy. I hope my channel don't get taken down. That would be an L for me.
Whoa.
But it would prove that Voosh is State Department. Wow. Isn't this where they make out? Oh, yeah, it is. We're in Guado Salon. We're on our way.
These are moon lilies.
Make out.
They say that clouds of fireflies gather here when night falls.
Vouch has refused to
entire
debate
river
fellow
glows
traveler, and he
like a
stated that he
sea of
regrets
stars.
platforming Hakeem. Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to back out then. He's definitely going to back out.
Hey, I got an idea.
We're not waiting till nightfall.
We'll see. Fellow traveler is such like a normal guy too. Like there's such like a
Then, once we beat
like how could
Sin,
you
we're
hate fellow
coming back.
traveler? Or like Hakeem, I regret platforming Hakeem. Like Hakeem is some kind of a fascist. Like, dude, you're such a fucking joke. You are such a joke. He regrets being destroyed by Hakeem. He regrets talking to Hakeem because Hakeem showed everybody that Vouch was lying about reading every Marxist theory book ever written. He has a corrupt co-op of streamers built around him. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there were people when I first was doing streams. There were people telling me that I needed to go moderate Vouch's stream and help Vouch and help him with his stream, so then I could work my way up in the streaming world and eventually be like Vouch myself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I think I'll just do my own streams. When Vouch pretended to not know who you were, I physically cringe. Like, dude, you're so full of shit. True. And like, if you include our TikTok accounts that got banned, I had way more followers than him. And the other thing, that every time he responds to one of my videos, he goes, "Whoa, this has so many views. How does this have so many views?" Like, he's so shocked that a lot of people hate him. Like, dude, because I'm pointing out the truth that you're a scumbag liar. That's why it has so many views. Because everybody knows that at this point. Maybe try telling the truth and not being a scumbag liar. I don't know. Just a thought.
This is a shoe puff.
Whoa.
He called fellow traveler
Let's
the Joker
ride.
because he laughed during the
Let's
debate.
go.
You know?
All right.
Sounds about right.
We board soon as we ready, huh?
Are we gonna ride this big old elephant, boy? Looks like we are. Looks like we are.
I'll walk her. I just
Hiawatha. No high potions? Come on. I need some. Maybe I should have given him more money.
What? You...
Well, just remember?
shoe puff shook. Una fall in water. Shoop off, scoop up Yuna with long nose. Yuna jump in 3 more times for fun. Kimari worried.
Whoops.
Yuna had fun. Kimari happy.
Kimari just wants everyone to have fun. Gosh, my nose is so clogged. I hope it gets unclogged during wrestling today. Maybe this guy has high potions. Nope. What the hell, guy? Oh, bed sighting. Ooh, we're gonna find Riku. That's actually what I named this stream. I hope we find her. High potions. Come on. No. I need that. Let's not be able to get them at this point in the game. There's so many merchants here. Temple page.
10 years
Cool.
ago. Jack saw his first. Surprised, he drew his blade and struck it.
What? Why?
He was drunk. Thought it was a fiend.
Oh, brother.
Gotta love when your dad drunkenly kills
We
an
offered
elephant.
all the money we had as an apology. Jecht never drank again. But it would seem that Shoepuff still works here.
Correction, Vaush debated fellow traveler in the past and he refused to debate him a second time. Fellow traveler has shown proof that Vaush knows that he reached out. Yeah. Sounds about right. I don't know. I haven't read Vaush's message
I don't think
to us,
so.
but I saw the
Bad
preview
idea, yes.
of the
Please, we
message,
beg of you.
and it didn't look too
Impossible.
promising.
Impossible. What's
But
wrong?
we'll see. We'll see.
This guy won't let our chocobo on the shoe puff.
If he says no, if he tries to back out,
It
I'll
is
just
kinda
call him
big.
out over and over and over
It's
again
just
until he
not
does it.
fair.
He does have a point, though.
So what? We just leave him behind?
Hey, I didn't say that. Just
Vaush has weird creep vibes. He is a weird creep.
It is no good. We will have to find another
Ever
way.
played Cyberpunk
We will
2077?
find a
I
ford
have
where
not.
we can cross on foot.
Yes, Captain Sir.
but that'll take days.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh boy.
That's our captain. Yeah.
Bye, Crusaders. Peace out.
Where there's a will, there.
Well,
Those words stayed with me. I wonder how Captain Lucille is doing.
so do I. Still,
Would you like to hear a bit about...
yes.
Hello. There are many things we do not know about the Shupa. For example, what does it eat?
What does it eat? The water it sucks through its schnoz somehow supports its Some theorize it eats teeny weeny.
Interesting.
That, as they say.
Interesting. Talk to everyone. You got to. Why are there so many people selling stuff here? It's all the same stuff, too. Excuse me. I gotta stop burping. Whoops.
Let the driver know.
Okay.
Riding a shoe.
How little you know. Some things little boys never grow out of.
Right?
Any comrade, today I pitched communism to a colleague while she drove me home from work. I would say it kind of works. She seemed positive to it and interested. Nice. Yeah, keep working on them. Keep working on them. It just takes time, you know, with some people. I had everybody on board with socialism this week. I mean, there were a lot of drinks going around, but I had everyone on board with it. I mean, it is kind of just common sense, but if you're a working class person. I even had them on board with the revolution. They're like, how do we achieve socialism?
Right.
Like, we have a workers' party, take power from like the shareholders who control everything, the Bill Gates of the world. We seize their wealth. They can't stop us. They need our labor. That's what creates their wealth, and they're just a bunch of guys who own everything. But like, ownership gives them power under the capitalist system, but not if the people collectively rise up and choose to abolish the capitalist system that gives them, that protects their private property, that uses the state, the military, the police to protect the private property of these oligarchs.
Hey.
Huh?
But very cool, Blueberry
look.
Onions. Thanks for sharing.
What?
How are the Blueberry Onions, by the way?
A sunken city.
Ah.
A Machina city, 1,000 years old. They built the city on top of bridges across a river.
But the weight of the city caused the bridges to collapse, and it all sank to the bottom.
Oof.
Right, it's a good lesson.
A lesson?
Yeah. Why build a city over a river, yeah?
Well, it would be convenient with all that water there.
Nope, that's not why. They just wanted to prove they could defy the laws of nature.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yevon has taught us. When humans have power, they seek to use it. If you don't stop them, they go too far, yeah?
Waka is totally anti-productive forces. Waka needs to chill with this Malthusian degrowth bullshit.
Like the stadium and stuff, right?
Yevon, it decides which machina we may use and which.
Screw that. We can use whatever machina that we want.
So what kind of machina may we not use then?
Shout out to the Elbed.
Remember Operation Mihen? That kind.
Oh, right. Because one operation went bad. We can't use technology. That makes a lot of sense, Waka.
More than 1,000
Use your
years
freaking
ago,
brain.
mankind waged war using machina to kill.
They kept building more and more powerful machina.
They made weapons so powerful, it was thought they could destroy the entire world.
The people feared that
Yeah,
Spira
but the
would
right
be
wing
destroyed.
nuts have been very good at defining
war
what the
did not
left
stop.
is. Cancel culture, wokeism,
What-
blah, blah,
what
blah, without
happened
actually talking
then?
about real politics. Yeah, that's what the
Sin
right
came,
has done, and
and
that's
it
also
destroyed
like
the cities
controlled
and their
opposition on the
machina.
left, but also
The
people like
war
Vaush,
ended.
right? People who call
And
themselves
our
leftists
reward
while being anti-class
was
struggle,
sin.
pro-imperialism.
So, sins are punishment for letting
And,
things get out of hand, eh?
This is an important scene, by the way. I should shut up.
Man,
But people who
that's rough.
who portray leftism as
Yeah, it
wokeism,
is.
like they are serving the
But it's
empire
not
in
like the
every way,
Machina are
shape, and
bad.
form because they trick regular working people into thinking that's what
Only as
leftism is.
bad as
That's
their
what class
users.
struggle is. That's what socialism
Because
is.
of
It's
people
just,
like the Albed
you know,
screwing everything
wokeism
up.
and cancel culture to the utmost degree, or wokeism and cancel culture in charge of the whole society. And that's why those people like Vaush are so harmful, and why we criticize things like wokeism. Oh, they got Yuta. The Albed. And of course, I'm never condescending. She was willing to talk about it, so I did. Yeah. All you got to do is address people's misconceptions, and that's why we, like, a bunch of people got mad at us when we did an analysis of wokeism, because they're like, "How dare you even say the word woke? You know, you guys are basically right wingers." It's like we have to explain the difference between class struggle and anti-imperialism versus cancel culture and super wokeism, because a lot of people think leftism, socialism is just wokeism, and it's not the case. So that needs to be addressed. That needs to be, those misconceptions need to be dispelled for people so they can understand what the left actually is. Which is why we don't care what people say. We just keep telling the truth. This thing is kind of strong. Let's switch balls. Blink. There we go. There's some good damage. Let's see here. Titus doesn't have anything we can use. Blink. It's amazing how many people will agree with you about everything until you say socialism, LOL. Yeah, I mean, that's why you just got to tell them what socialism actually is before you even bring up the word. The word's less important than the theory. It just is. It just is. That was kind of stupid and not worth it. Come on, nose. Unclog for me, please. Wink. In Vosch's debate with non-compete, Vosch repeated the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that was literally invented by the Nazis, saying Jewish people controlled the banks in Weimar, Germany. Oh, yeah, I saw that one. And non-compete was like, okay, Vosch. Okay. Yeah, he's a bad guy. He is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. I don't know what else to say, man. He's not a good guy. Eddie, can I ask about something I was a bit critical of you for? Nothing major, something to me that seems counterproductive to the cause. No, actually, nobody can criticize me ever. All of my opinions are fact. So if you criticize me, you're gonna just be wrong, you know, because everything I say is true, and you need to accept it as fact, even if it's not true. If I tell you that 2 + 2 = 5, 2 + 2 = 5, you know, like once you read enough Marxist theory, you literally become God, and then what you speak is truth. No, I'm just kidding. You can criticize me. And in the future, you don't have to just tell me what your criticism is. We're Marxists. Like, we are going to agree on the basic principles and on the basic stuff, but like, Marxists have been debating the best way to go about things forever. Like, that's why I always tell people to read the debates within the Communist Party of China. Like, if you want to understand China, read the debates within the party, right? Like, don't read what the Westerners, what the U.S. Says about China and what China's doing and why China's doing it. Read what Chinese people have to say about it and the debates that they're having with each other, right? Like, there were a lot of people who wanted a more new economic policy style reform and opening up, you know, more markets, similar to China under Deng Xiaoping. There were people who wanted that from the beginning, and then there were people who wanted a more Maoist, centrally planned, Stalinist, for lack of a better word, centrally planned economy. So the idea that China went capitalist or became capitalist or whatever, or that, you know, they're no longer socialist or whatever, it becomes kind of ridiculous when you read the actual debates within the party. And you see what they're actually trying to do with their economic system when you read those debates, versus if you read what the U.S. says, you're just going to get a bunch of nonsense that tries to make Chinese people look like they're idiots who don't understand their own country, which, of course, is not the case. Americans. Just kidding. Kind of. I'm probably wasting my mega potions right now. How do I cure dark? Figured as much. What did you figure? That I'm God? And you can't criticize my opinions? Just kidding. But do tell me quick, because I have to go to practice. So this stream isn't going to go too much longer. Oh, quit using dark, you stupid thing. This is pissing me off. I hate status effects, dude. They're so freaking annoying. Stop giving me status effects. Okay, I can email you instead then. It took too long. Okay. I mean, I can't promise I'm going to read it and give you a response, though. I would just say it in here, but so I can respond face to face right away, but that's fine. I'll try and remember to read your email and send you an email, but no promises. No, there's plenty to critique each other about. Believe me, I am far from perfect. Finally, woo, we did it. Stalinism isn't even a thing when you consider, what's up, Tatiana? When you consider Stalin as a Marxist-Leninist, that there's no unique contribution of Marxist thought specific to Stalin that warrants its own category of Stalinism. Yeah, agreed. When I say Stalinism, I just mean like the policies enacted by Stalin under the in the Soviet Union. The top-down economic planning that was used to boost the Soviet military and prepare to fight the Nazi hordes and the Westerners that would try and destroy the socialist experiment, the Soviet project.
Are you hurt? No, I'm fine.
I'm fine. I was just trapped in a machine underwater for 2 hours.
Those Al-Bed.
Enough with the racism, Waka.
Okay?
Enough.
I'm
Quit
sorry.
being racist
We're
for
all
once.
okay now.
Yuna.
Super full speed ahead.
Super full speed ahead. That guy sounds like Jar Jar.
Damn the Al-Bed.
Enough with the racism, Waka.
Could it have something to do with Luca? What are they after Yuna for?
Maybe it's because you're racist towards
They're mad
them.
they lost the tournament. Oh, wait. They're mad about Operation Mihen.
I wonder.
If they're mad that
Didn't
you're
Kamara's clansman
racist.
say something about summoners disappearing?
So the Al-Bed are behind that. Those sandblasted grease monkeys.
Hey, Waka.
Someone in my
complaining
BJJ
about
class
the
the other day
Al-Bed
described a
now,
particular
right?
lock as being Stalinistic because it was so tough.
We'll
That's
protect you
hilarious.
from anyone, anywhere.
That's what I'm gonna start
It's
calling
that
the
easy.
Gable grip. This
That's
is
all
the
I need to
Stalin
know.
grip now.
Yep. I guess so.
I got that Stalin grip.
You're right.
That's so funny. A shoop off. I better find a place to save before freaking practice starts. I got 15 minutes. Good thing I practice like 2 blocks away. And there's a save sphere right there. All right, there we go. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. This has been yet another episode of Final Fantasy X, the Marxist edition. Unfortunately, we didn't find Riku. Riku is definitely going to be part of our party. And I wanted to find Riku in this episode, but we ran out of time. So, either way, really appreciate y'all hanging out. Hope y'all are enjoying the gaming stream, these casual streams. Yeah, trying to grow the Twitch audience, trying to grow the Eddie Liger Smith gaming channel. So subscribe or like or share if you enjoy these streams and you want more people to come watch them with you. I will probably be back after practice tonight doing another stream with Carlos. That's the plan right now. So stay tuned for that. Blueberry Onions, I will try and check my email for your criticism of me. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to go wrestle. Have a great day, everyone.